So, welcome to the opening ceremony for the Alchemy of Ascension Season 4. This one is a little different. I know some of you have been with me for all of my summits. This will be the fourth one, and others of you are probably brand new. But some of them have gotten really kind of far out there, multidimensionality, exploring galactic consciousness, star seeds, and all of that fun stuff, which is wonderful. And this time I felt like there's this call to be more embodied. And not that you can't be embodied in all those other ways, but the call to come into the body, to bring more physicality to it, to bring more grounding to the conversations. And the whole foundation of this is, number one is connecting with community and with each other, and number two is stepping into the reality of the new earth, ascending our frequency to be able to experience a higher frequency reality than what we've previously had access to. But a huge part of that is getting into the body and being more physically present. And just since we have so many people, I'm actually going to pin my video now because I think it's, for this part, I want it to be a little bigger. And then we'll go back to the group. All right, great. So yeah, for this one, it's activating awareness, well-being, intimacy, and self-mastery. And so I brought in people that are masters of certain technologies that are grounding, like scalar energy. I've got Tom Palladino. He has this amazing scalar energy. I've got Dr. Brad Nelson, who does the emotion code and the body code and this heart wall clearing that he really goes deeply into. I have some intimacy coaches like Ulrika Valan, and she is just amazing at, getting people into their bodies and like feeling the feelings of being physical. If part of that for me was so important to include intimacy, because as a world, we've been separated from connecting at the level that most of us are used to for a while now. Some more, some less. I'm in Florida. We have fewer restrictions than a lot of the world has had, which I feel very grateful and fortunate for. And yet I really empathize and have compassion for those who have really been locked down. I know there are areas that have not been able to get out a lot. And so I think it's especially important to have practices that are grounding, that are getting us in our bodies, and to create intimacy in all of our relationships, especially with ourselves, so that we can feel at peace and at home in these bodies that are not who we truly are. They're something we're borrowing for our time here. And the way I see it is, we just get to have these bodies for this little while that we're on the planet. And, maybe it's 100 years if we're lucky. But most people don't get it for much longer than that. And it's this gift that we get to, it's a collaboration of mind, body, and spirit. So why not make the most of it? Why not use it to the fullest capacity and really get into it and bring the frequency of it up? And when we all do that, we create the foundation for the new earth experience, for stepping into a higher experience of reality. And so just to sort of begin there, I know the world is nutty lately. I'm sure we've all seen evidence of that in one way or another, and things are breaking down. Things are being challenged. We are being challenged. All of our belief systems are being confronted. And I did a video last week. I sent out a video, it's on YouTube, about upgrading the warrior code. And that's really about if it's right for you. Now, for some people, it's right for the fight, you know, for the taking a stand and really stepping on the front lines. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for a lot of us, me in particular, because I have that warrior code so strong, being asked to take a different type of stand. And that is a stand in my light and in the codes that I bring to anchor those on the planet. And I know so many of you are just like me and also getting that call to do something, but do what? So for those of us who are anchors here, it's really a time of bringing more light into the body and then anchoring into the earth, anchoring into our relationships, anchoring into our self-love and expanding out from there. And then from that place of wholeness, from that place of completion, then we're able to open up and share that with others. And that is the ripple effect. So it's like this expansion of light, this expansion of frequency, this expansion of connection. And it's, you know, there is a grid around the earth, and there is a grid connecting us all to each other. And our hearts put out this massive frequency. So when we awaken our hearts and we send this energy of unity, of community and unity out, we connect on our internal internet, and then sending that out, we connect around the world. And that's really what I'm talking about when I say we're going to activate the community heart and connect to each other and let those love ripples go out around the world, and then ground and anchor that light into the planet so we have a strong foundation. And when we're indoors too much, when we're not allowed to interact with each other, we can sort of lose touch with that connection. So I want this to be a grounding and connecting experience for everybody. All right, being asked to turn up volume. Let me see if this is helpful. Is that better? Just let me know if that's better. And it might be a little far away too. I'll try and stay closer to the microphone. All right. So number one, I just want to thank everyone for being here, for participating, for joining in this light expansion experience, for being part of this community, for being vulnerable, for opening your heart, for showing up, for all of those things, for everything you do. Some of us are just here to be. Just to hold a frequency and be present. Some of us are here to experience suffering. And I know that sounds crazy, but I recently watched this. I like to watch near-death experiences on YouTube, just to listen to people's stories. And I heard a man talking about his near-death experience. And usually when these things happen, the body is breaking down because there's a death experience, right? So his body was basically dying, but he had this amazing journey on the other side. And when he came back into the body, he felt so much suffering, so much pain. He said, you know, probably hundreds of times greater than any pain he had ever felt. And he looked at the nurse that was tending to him, and he said with tears in his eyes, "I'm so grateful that I got to experience this level of pain, this level of suffering, because I would not have wanted to leave this life without knowing this level of pain." And when I think about what that means, like the experience of suffering, I think is pretty unique on our planet. You know, when we're in spirit and we're not in body, there's not a physical element to it. It's not as physical. So we're not going to feel the same type of physical pain. And he was so grateful that he got to have that experience because it grew his heart. It grew his compassion. It grew his ability to love others. And he grew in so many ways that, that it expanded him. And that was part of what his soul desired. So I invite you to be present with your suffering, and rather than to run away from it or try and avoid it or numb it, to actually entertain it and, and allow it, give it a voice, let it speak, let it have its expression. And then when it's fully been experienced, then to let it go. So this is one of my practices, and it's counterintuitive to humans like to run away from pain. We don't love to indulge in it, most of us, but it's really an opportunity to get into it, experience it, and release it. And so one thing that I've noticed on this series and interviewing all of these different speakers, so many of them, when I ask their origin story, they start with a huge traumatic experience. And if you listen to all of them, so many of them, some of them came from drugs and alcohol, some of them came from just various forms of self-abuse. And then they had a moment of realization of like, wow, this is not going to be the way that I live my life. This isn't what I want out of my life. There must be more. And then that line of contemplation got them to the next level and the next level and the next. And this is how they became experts in their fields. And we don't have to have an experience of trauma to become very spiritual or to become experts in our fields or anything like that. But that suffering can be a catalyst for awakening. And so we all experience some level of suffering in our lives. And I just invite you to this week or during the summit, which goes through September 16th, to just be ultra aware of where you're experiencing suffering, where in the body, and tune into it rather than try and get away from it, and just give it a voice and see what it wants to share with you. And then a lot of times doing that allows it to go peacefully. So that is my challenge for all of you. And I do want to get into a heart connection meditation. This is what I call the activation of the community heart. And so this is just a very gentle guided meditation. It won't be that long, but I do invite you to find just a comfortable place to sit. You can be sitting, you can be cross-legged, you can be in a chair, you can lie down, you can be however you want, whatever makes you comfortable. There's no right or wrong way, just as long as you can have some peace, turn off your cell phones or any kind of distracting noise around you, and just set yourself up to be able to sink in and go deeply within for these few moments while we go within and open up our community heart space. So let's just begin by breathing together, and take a deep breath into your belly, allowing your belly to expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. And as you're breathing deeply into the belly, with every breath, let that breath be informed through your heart space. This is probably a great time to just close your eyes, relax in, and get comfortable in your body, just noticing what your body's feeling as you're deepening into the breath, taking deep, slow breaths and just allowing the flow of air and the flow of inspiration to move through you. And now as you're breathing, you're feeling what's going on in your body, just give your body space to release whatever it's holding on to. So what you do first is notice, where do I feel? Maybe there's some tension in your shoulders. Maybe it's in the jaw or the face or your legs or any place in the body. Maybe there's a part that's just asking for some attention. So tune into that part, wherever it is. Maybe they're multiple. And just breathe light. You're going to breathe this golden light, this beautiful divine light into those areas. and allow them to share with you, whether it's a feeling, an emotion. Maybe they have something to say. Sometimes these body parts have things to say. So just give them space. And as you're breathing that golden light, you're listening, you're allowing, and you're also allowing the dissipation of congestion in the body as you're getting more and more present, bringing more and more of your internal light to all parts of your body. You're amplifying now the light within your heart. So tuning into the heart and the light inside your heart. Just feel that light glowing and growing out around your chest, amplifying the light of your heart out around your body. And then feel that light. It's in every cell of your body. And just feel it activating, glowing, sparkling, opening, allowing whatever congested areas you might have to just dissipate, let go, be free, and breathe into those areas. Breathe that light around your body and circulate it throughout your bloodstream. And now, as you're tuning into your heart light again, bring that light up into the crown of your head, and then extend that light up all the way above your head into the central sun. This is the source of light for our universe, the central sun, which informs our solar system sun. Just imagine that light coming down through the ethers into the crown of your head, carrying divine source light. And it comes into the crown of your head and starts to travel down your spine. As it travels throughout your body, it's activating your heart with more light. And it's coming down the spine all the way to the base of the spine. And now allow that light to continue down through the layers of the earth, all the way in to the center of the earth, and make contact with the heart light of the Mother Earth, the heart of Mother Gaia, and feel that nurturing light within her, amplifying as it's met with the light from above, and then draw that light up through the layers of the earth. It's coming up as if it's on roots, bringing liquid crystal plasmic energy, the creative energy of Divine Mother, and bring that energy into the base of your spine, allowing it to travel up every energy center to the top of the head and spreading out into your body, and then moving in to your heart, amplifying the light within your heart as this heart of the Divine Feminine connects to the heart of the Divine Masculine from above, and they create a holy trinity of light, birthing the divine child within you and activating this expanded heart space. And so imagine your heart center and its amplified field, the field that it sends out each time your heart beats. Imagine that heartbeat sending out a ripple of light, a ripple of golden light. It might be sparkling, it might be other colors, it might be rainbow as well. And just breathe into that light as it's expanding, and it's creating this beautiful golden container around your body. And it just keeps expanding and amplifying. So now it's expanding out into the room that you're in, and across the building or property that you're on, and across the town or state or city, town, state that you're in, and continuing out to connect now all of the countries across all of the oceans with this amplified heart field. And feel us, we are from all over the globe, all over the planet, connecting together our heart energy, the golden light of this divine new earth energy. It is the ascended frequency that we all hold and have access to. So feel it connecting to every other person, every other one on this call. And below us, feel the presence of the earth herself and all of the beings within and on the earth that are holding and amplifying this field, receiving it and sending it back into this global circle of light. And then feel that in your body, in your heart space, amplifying your light, amplifying your presence. And now feel that expansion going up to the grid work around the earth, the crystalline grid around the earth, as the crystalline grid catches all of this beautiful divine light. It connects us even more. It turns on and activates this divine light blueprint, the crystalline grid around the earth, so that we are connected in our heart space, in our mind space, so that we are emotionally supportive. And then this field is received and supported by all of the ascension guides. There are so many guides, masters, ascended masters, angels, archangels, and beings of light holding and receiving and amplifying this field back to each and every one listening now and in the future, and allowing the earth to be a container of high frequency divine light energy from above, below, and within. And feel the amplification and connection to each other, to all of the guides and masters and angelic beings, to the earth beings, the fairy realms, to all of the beings that are holding this frequency. As we do this together, we bring up the frequency, the light within and around our beautiful planet. And we activate the template even more. We activate the higher light within the earth, on the earth, and around the earth, so that all hearts and all minds and all emotional bodies, all physical bodies may be touched and feel this light amplified within themselves. So take a moment now to breathe into this energy, feeling it activating uniquely within you, noticing the frequency, noticing whatever visual experience might go along with it. Perhaps you're seeing a vision of the grid amplifying and lighting up. Perhaps you're seeing the golden light around you. Or perhaps you're having a feeling experience of what it feels like at this level of connection, what it feels like to have your sacred mission be to hold and anchor this light for yourself, for your loved ones, for everybody that is ascending right now, for the earth herself, for all of the world. Sometimes it's enough just to hold space for the transformation that is happening. And so allow yourself now to harmonize and balance in this light, anchoring into the base of the spine, the light from above, the light from below, anchoring it within your spine now, within each energy center, breathing into it, allowing your light to be enhanced and harmonized within your physical body. And now as you're doing this, allow yourself, you can do this as imagination or conscious creation, but allow yourself to see one of your ascension guides or angels before you. It could also be your higher self. And just allow yourself to envision or see this being of light in front of you. And look into this being's eyes and allow yourself to receive the gift of their light, the gift that they have to share with you in this moment. This is a gift to give you an experience, to upgrade you. Perhaps it's an information download. It might be a frequency. It might be all of those and more. Or it could be an actual item that they're gifting you, in which case you can hold out your hand to receive it. Just take a moment to be receptive, to open your heart and allow yourself to receive these higher ascended frequencies from this loving light being who desires nothing more than to share with you this upgrade, this gift of amplification of your presence. And then allow whatever the gift is that you've received to move into your heart space. Just feel, you may want to put your hand over your heart at this point and feel your heart center being upgraded by this gift. And if there is something that you need to know or hear, or a download of information that is for you to receive in this exchange, just know that you have received it. You are receiving it. Whether you're conscious of it now or not, you will be conscious of it at exactly the right time. And as you've received these gifts into your heart space, feel them spreading out now. They're light codes, encoded information as the amplification of the light within your body activating. It might look like ribbons of light circulating throughout your body. It might look like sparkles of light all around and within you. Whatever it looks like or feels like is perfect for you. And just notice how that feels. And then tune into your heart space and send gratitude for this experience, for this gift, for this upgrade to your higher self, to divine source, to your ascension guide or guides, all those who are assisting with this upgrade. And now imagine that in the center of our circle, our global circle, is the community heart. We are all in circle around this heart. And this heart is the sacred heart of our community, where we can, when we are feeling down, when we are feeling our trauma come up, when we are feeling triggered or sad or upset, we can lean into this heart space and receive comfort, acceptance, understanding, and peace. And when we are feeling elated and just so activated, like we're spilling over with light, we can lean into this heart center and share our joy, our excitement, our love, our light codes. This is a space where everything is possible, where everything is allowed, and it is infinitely charged with everything each one needs to always be activated to a higher level of compassion, of unity, and of divine source energy. Know that this heart is here. The community heart is always present, always available. And in your times of need, you can call on it. And just breathe that into your heart space, feeling your connection. We are a community of light. ascending together. This is our space, our shared community heart space, where all is allowed and accepted, where we care for each other, where compassion exists, and where we are cherished by the divine and by each other, by our guides and angels and our higher selves. And now bring your awareness back to your own heart, feeling it amplified in diamond light, the beautiful etheric diamond light of the heart sparkling within you, knowing that you've received the upgrade that is perfect for you at this time, and breathing that upgrade into your cells, into your DNA, allowing your DNA to receive it and respond in whatever way is for your highest good at this time. Anchoring it into your spine and into the earth. And then bringing your awareness back to the body, back to your physical presence, feeling your energy returning to your feet, returning to your knees, your legs, your hips, your midsection, up your spine, into your shoulders, moving your shoulders around your neck and your head. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, coming back recharged, revitalized, fully present, amplified, and upgraded. And welcome back, everyone, as you're ready. Thank you for doing that with me and with each other. And I'm going to go ahead and unpin.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for putting this on. I wanted to tell you that I never realized that I was intuitively being an anchor. That's what my guides have been having me do. And I've been wondering, what, I didn't know what it was called, but I do exactly what you were doing. I do a ritual like that every single day, trying to connect with Mother Earth and healing her. And I also had a traumatic brain injury, and I'm healing myself right now. So everything you spoke about today really resonated with me. And I just wanted to thank you for today.
Wonderful. Oh, I love that. My pleasure. And thank you for joining us. I don't think anybody's here by accident, So if you're called to be here, then you're absolutely meant to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that you got that confirmation.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Someone else?
Hi, I'm driving.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Savita. Thank you so much for that beautiful meditation. I did stop. My guides just said, pull over. So I did pull over, and it was a wise move because I was really connected to the divine light. It's part of my practice as well, just like Shelley. So it reminded me that how we're all one, and that there really is no separation from whatever it is our practices are or what's called us here today. I just feel this sense of oneness happening. So I feel really blessed I don't even know how I found you. Maybe it was on Facebook or something. It's my first time being with you and this group. So I just wanted to say thank you. I am driving, so I'm now I'm grounded, very grounded, and my guides were just supporting me in every decision that I made from the minute I turned on the Zoom to now. And I'll be a minute late, but that's okay. So thank you so much. It was beautiful. And I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad you tuned in, Savita, and I'm really glad that you pulled over while we were doing the meditation.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, thank you, Savita. Yes, thank you. All right. Someone else? Who else would like to share or question or?
Yeah, me.
Manali, yes, go ahead.
So I'm really fascinated by this diamond light that you say, because it has this whole new frequency, and it really like I can really feel it when you say that the diamond light activation is happening. And I think this is quite unique to you, because you're the one who introduced me to this diamond light frequency, and I'm so grateful for that as well. So can you tell me something more about the diamond light? What is it exactly, and where does it come from?
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. And it's not mine. I don't own the diamond light, and I'm not the only one doing it. It's all of ours. It is so the diamond light of the heart, and we go deeply into this and with my ascension training clients. It is a frequency, like you said. We have this diamond heart that we can activate and expand into. It's not a hard diamond like, we'd find in the ground, but the diamonds that are faceted they remind us. And I think that's why we're so attracted to them. So many women and men too, but they hold all of the light and the facets, the light and all of the colors bounce around within it and amplify out. And it's a reminder of, oh yeah, that's how the diamond light works, and it's within us, and it's who, it's part of what we're activating into. It's an ascension frequency. So when we're using that activated diamond light of the heart, we are we're sharing an amplified field. We're sharing an ascended frequency with the world. We're holding that light in a greater way. We're expanding our heart frequency. We're, in the ripple effect, we're able to activate others when we hold that diamond frequency, that diamond light. And so the way that you can practice it, I was actually activated into it by another ascension guide who I met kind of magically. She's a star sister in Mexico a few years ago. And I have seen other people, working with it and sharing it with their list. So I think it's kind of, like I said, the ripple effect. And you work with it just by tuning in and imagining this beautiful etheric diamond light of the heart expanding out into your cells, into your DNA. It activates that latent DNA that's coming online, and it brings more light, more energy, higher frequency into the body. And that's so important in the embodied ascension experience, to allow ourselves to anchor in more and hold a higher level of light within the body. So you can practice it, you can tune in, you can imagine it, you can share it, you can amplify that every day and work with it. And you'll find it has a feeling, it has an emotional experience, which is oftentimes gratitude and a high feeling of connectedness to source energy, connectedness and love, and even bliss and rapture at the higher levels. So it's a lot of fun to work with.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking that question.
I just wanted to say thank you. That was really beautiful meditation, and I've struggled connecting. I think I've done some other Zoom type ones, but I really felt the connection this time, so that was really beautiful. And I'm glad my cat woke me up for it, because it's 3 a.m. in Melbourne, and I wouldn't have got up if my cat didn't wake me up, so that's brilliant.
Oh, wow. Aren't the cats great? I have a couple of them too that get me up for important things sometimes in the middle of the night. So I love that. Yes. Well, thank you so much for tuning in at, the wee hours of the morning. And it's obvious that you were definitely meant to tune in and be a frequency holder. And, just you're part of the ascension movement, and you're representing probably your whole area, if not your whole country. So thank you for holding the light, and your kitty too.
Thank you.
You bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank you for making this space. And really, I just want to say hello. And it's going to be wonderful working with you all. Yeah. And thank you for the meditation. I got the next part to empty out, to hold more and more and pass more and more through.
Hmm.
So thank you.
Beautiful. Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm glad you introduced yourself, Meredith. And thank you for sharing and speaking up and holding the light. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know what everyone else is feeling. I know what I'm feeling during these times where everything is so uncertain, or we just don't really know what's next, what's going to happen next on our planet. There's a lot going on, both physically, emotionally, energetically, galactically. There is a lot going on. There's more light coming into the planet. There's more opportunity to expand, to awaken, and to connect. And then it also feels like there's all of this stuff trying to stop that from happening. So I definitely cycle through my emotional experience. And I just want to say that because even though it's like this is all about light and all of that, I want everyone to be able to acknowledge and own and honor their shadow as well. The shadow will come up throughout these times, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, it must. Your shadow, your trauma, all of that darkness must come up to be addressed, to be witnessed, to be seen, to be heard, to be felt, so that it can be released, to make more room to hold the light. And that really is the process of opening up and stepping into the new earth experience, the ascended earth experience, which is available to us now. And it's such a wonderful thing when you get to feel that and see that and get to touch into it and get glimpses of it. It's not something that just happens for most people. It's not something that just happens once and then you're done and then you're there and then you never have trauma or upsets. It's something that it's ongoing, and it's kind of like this ebb and flow. Some days I'm really in it, other days I'm not in it at all. But it's the opening and the allowing that allows us to experience more and more of that.
I just wanted to say thank you for doing this. Don't know how I found you, except maybe it was through Dr. Brad. So thank you for making this space for us to come together and know that there are more people out there than we think that are all working on ourselves, because that's the hardest thing about being separated. There's no one around me, who is in my physical, space that is doing this. Everyone I know is online and around the world. So it's nice to know there are a lot more of us out there. So thank you for making this space.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for being present. And it's so true. We're all over. And the reason I wrote in the invitation, I wrote, we'll uplift 144,000 hearts, because we will uplift our hearts, and then we'll let that ripple out, and everyone listening to this in the future, and everyone that they're touched by, and all of the people. If we just uplift one or two other people and they go out and uplift others, this is how we create this amplified frequency within everyone. And so my mission is to allow this to go out to 144,000 hearts to be uplifted and lightened and amplified today.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. There are a lot of us. Karen, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just have a question. I don't doubt that this new earth is happening, because I don't think it could get much worse, actually. But what's like some validation or some faith or some realization that we really are not going to be, destroyed. We're actually entering a new earth. So I know people channel, I don't, but I'm just kind of curious, like, where's the faith, or where's the, where do I go next to explore more about the new earth and it's coming, ascension's coming? Well, I feel it, but I was just kind of wondering what some, maybe some validation would be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So a couple of questions you asked there. How do we know that it's coming? A lot of it right now is faith. We really get to pull on faith right now, because if we're just looking at what's in front of us, that's an effect of the past. That's what we've what's, well, not we personally, but we as collective humanity has created, right? And it's you know the saying, it's darkest before the dawn. I think we're in the darkest before dawn, but the dawn is coming. And for me, I mean, I'm grateful that I do channel, that I do, you know, receive information. My guidance has very much been just hold your focus, hold your attention, and where you put your attention is where what you get more of, right? What you focus on expands. So it doesn't mean you have to completely ignore everything that's going on in the world, although you can if that's helpful to you. But hold your attention on where we're going, on the light, on the new earth, on the amplification of that frequency. And even if, you know, the world's pulling you in, keep bringing yourself back to that vision, to that heart-centered space, to, you know, whether it's doing a meditation, listening to music, doing, you know, tuning into talks on like the Alchemy of Ascension talks on and on YouTube. There's so many people that I could recommend. I'll start with a shameless self-promotion of my book. I do have a book. It's called The Love You Crave, which I talk about a lot of these things and concepts. You can get that on Amazon. Brian Scott is someone on YouTube. He's a very well-known YouTuber. He's not on my summit, but I've invited him. We haven't found a time. So maybe on the next one. He has a massive, massive database of ascension information from all different authors, from all different, just like he reads books, I guess, voraciously. So I highly recommend just checking out his channel. It's called Reality Revolution on YouTube. And it's just a wealth of information. So I could, because anybody I could think of to recommend to you, Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak, the writings of Neville Goddard, who really focuses on creating your reality with your visioning and then living into that. Oh my goodness, there's so many. One that I absolutely love is, it's not necessarily about ascension, but Michael Newton's Journey of Souls and Destiny of Souls. Just beautiful. It's very uplifting to read that. I also love to, as I mentioned earlier, watch near-death experiences of people, or listen to podcasts about them, because they talk about their experience on the other side, and it's fascinating. So, you know, whatever it is, it could be something different for everybody, but find something that you love, that uplifts you, that brings lightness to your heart, and do some of that every day. And keep your eye, you know, on the prize, more or less. And keep your eye on, or your heart, your mind, your focus, your intention, that yes, it's coming. This is just the crumbling of the way things have been, and some falling away, just like the trauma release. The shadow has to come up. It's like it comes up, it bubbles up. When we bring more light in, it has to come out. So this is the shadow coming out. And I'm not going to say it's over. I don't know how much is left, but we're going toward the ascended reality. The new earth experience is available. And I also say, you know, it's now. It's all happening now. When you raise your frequency, you can touch in. You don't have to wait. You can touch in right now, every day. And sometimes, you know, for some people, more and more each day as you do this work. That also doesn't mean you can't have a down day where you're just not feeling it. That's fine too. Just to be honest and authentic with what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, and what emotions are coming up for you in every moment, and be vulnerable and share and share your heart. And it's okay to be angry. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to absolutely wonderful to take a stand. I don't know who that is. Yeah, okay, there we go. Couldn't find that person. But anyway, to just to take a stand for rather than against. Think about, what am I for? What do I stand for? And focus on that. Hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you, Karen. I see, is it Ronnie or Rami?
It's Romy, yes.
Romy. Yes.
Yes, thanks for holding this space. And as you were talking about, I think I very much align with what you told us, but I very much found out for myself, the most important is to create and to express myself. Sometimes it's good to listen to something, but the most important is to express myself so the people around me get my energy, and to build up, to create. I'm creating Power of 8 groups or so for people to join together. And in this process of being active, I don't have to watch the outside. It's coming out of me, it's developing, and I can quiet myself, and it's a jump out of anxiety. Yeah, it's just not to be afraid. The more I create and engage myself, I get to know myself, and I get the energy of the other people, and I think it's all about we can create. So that's all.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Romy. Express yourself. I have a couple of artists on the Alchemy of Ascension this time, which is also, I've never had before, using art to express yourself and to channel light codes and to sort of get that out of you onto paper so you can see it, and even receiving downloads from what you create. So I have 2 sessions of that. Amber Quile-Melani and Alexis Cohen both do art, and they're amazing. And then, yeah, expressing yourself and just keeping your focus on what you love, and being authentic, being vulnerable, and I love to, you mentioned connecting to groups or creating groups. It's so helpful right now. If you're lucky enough to be in a place where you can connect with like-minded people, do it, practice. And sometimes that's maybe through a yoga center or other spiritual places, or it might just be meetups, but yeah, if you can't find it, maybe you can create it. Okay. Let's see, is it Leela? Your hand up again? Go ahead.
It's Lila. I didn't want to impinge on someone else since I already spoke. You were talking about people to look at and follow. I would like to suggest people look into Paul Selig if you're not already aware of him. Yes. He channels a group of beings called the guides, some of whom have been incarnate, some of whom have been not. The message they teach us is such high vibration. It's incredible. And I have had amazing shifts and changes simply by attending their intensive workshops. But they're basically teaching us now, yes, we are on the path of ascension. Maybe they don't use the word ascension, but we are on the path of shifting the vibration of the planet. It's just our decision, how fast are we going to get there? And one of the things they teach us is the biggest problem we have right now is, and have had for millennia, is the denial of the divine in others and in all things. And when we can shift that and recognize that everything, everyone, without exception, is divine, then we will change. Anyway, I just wanted to add that in there.
Yes, thank you. I agree. I've been to a couple of Paul Selig's events before he was well known, actually, after his first and second book came out, and they were small groups. The first one I was in had 25 people. We sat in a circle, and the second one had 40. So that was a blessing to be able to be that up close and personal. It was amazing. I think it's very high high level information for sure. And
Excellent.
there are so many, so many. Someone asked in the chat, what's the name of your book? The Love You Crave, a course in alchemy and connection to the divine. Ascension, alchemy, and connection to the divine. I should be able to say that, I wrote it. Yeah, so I think we could probably talk all day about resources. That's one of the reasons I sent you to Brian Scott, is because he's had so many people on and he reads other people's books as his podcast or excerpts from them. The Law of One, the raw material from the Law of One is fantastic. I have Aaron Abke on the Alchemy of Ascension Summit on, what day is he? He is September 3rd, and he talks about the Law of One material and a little bit about A Course in Miracles as well. All right, we are at the end of the hour, and I do want to wind it up soon here. Is there anyone, like a last burning question or comment that I didn't get to?
Hi, thank you, Waxella. This is the first time connecting with you and the group, so I'm really grateful. It was through actually Aaron Abke that I found you. So what I'm noticing personally, like as you talk about the shadow, like I've went through a real dark night, I feel I'm at the back end of that. But what I'm noticing personally is a lot of more kind of what I would call, I studied 4 years in Florida at a healing school, so what I would call the sixth dimension, so more of the birds and the feathers and the lights and the kind of glimmering, shimmering is really active at the minute. But also on the planet, what I'm seeing in the planet is the East is starting to rebalance, because the West was very much having a profound influence in the East. I don't know if I've spent a lot of time in these, but actually there's a lot of Eastern values, like more yoga, more pranayama, more meditation, but the East is starting to come back in a way, and I believe the Eastern values will come more to the West and help us kind of rebalance the planet in a way between what's been the capitalism or the machine consuming, and kind of more the being and the Eastern shanti kind of. I just wanted to acknowledge that, and the East has a lot of beautiful values that the West needs, I judge. But mainly gratitude for yourself and for this circle of people coming together, and I needed that, so really grateful. Thank you. I'm out.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, we have seen a lot of yoga and meditation and lots of infiltration of higher concepts in the last decades. So yes, hopefully we'll just continue to expand into that and open up to more and more of those ideas and practices. And I just want to say, I appreciate you all so much. I feel, it's just so beautiful to be in a community, to feel connected to all of you, to hear your voices, to see your faces, to breathe together, to meditate together, to combine our energy. And just my foundational reason why I do this work is because I felt so alone growing up in Iowa on a spiritual path. I had nobody in my life that understood what I was experiencing. So I kind of thought I was the only one for a long time until I got out in the world and realized, oh, wow, no, not the only one. There are lots of us, but I just want everyone to feel connected. I want everyone to feel supported. And I want everyone to know that there are so many of us and we're all on this journey together, and that we all get to feel loved and cherished and supported on our journeys. So with that, I'll go ahead and say goodbye. And I just appreciate you all so much. And I look forward to sharing this season of Alchemy of Ascension with you, because the speakers are wonderful. There's some amazing conversations. So do feel free to tune in, let me know on Facebook or by email what you think. And I'll end there. Namaste, everybody. And feel free to unmute yourself and say goodbye as you're tuning out.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Namaste.
Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.